Reacts is back. And today, I'm doing a little review of the StayC concert. Talk about the things I liked, the things I didn't like, and some things that I wish I would have seen. And just the overall feel of the show. So, let's start with the bad. So the bad of the show. Nothing. And that concludes our bad section. Let's move on to the good. So, the good of the show. Everything. I mean, the crowd was electric the entire night. Like, I was so tired of standing, to be honest. I really wish I would have gotten a different seat because my feet were killing me and people just would not stay seated. I know from now on, get the front row balcony. That's my seat right there from now on because I can't do it. Anyway, but they started off with So Bad, of course, and that intro, the intro had like some really nice instrumental to it that was cold, and I was really into that one. So they started off with So Bad, which of course I love. Then Run to You, which was, I think that's my favorite as far as their MVs go. That or Stereotype. I'm in between those two, but as far as the MVs, that was like my favorite track. And then Poppy, of course, y'all know I like Poppy. Poppy, 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 love. Y'all know that's my jam right there. So, we started off with those, and I mean, from the moment the music hit, the crowd was just crazy. Y'all see the videos on my page. The crowd was just crazy the entire night. Then they got into like the introductions and everything, and they introduced themselves. Shion did most of the talking because she's the only one that's really like the most fluent in English, so she did a lot of the talking. The other girls, they did talking as well in Korean and had it translated, but for the most part, Shion was doing most of the talking. And one thing I really, really liked was their crowd work. Like, I've gone to, I've seen some of the other concerts I've gone to, like Mamamoo and Twice, NCT and Hype and ITZY. I feel like I missed one. Oh, I went to go see, is it Jackson Wang? I went to go to see his concert. The only reason it never got uploaded is because the audio was beyond trash. I guess it was where I was sitting and I set my phone down right in front of the glass, and it was just propped up right there. That way I didn't have to hold it all night. And I don't know, maybe it was something that was blocking or muffling the sound, but it was beyond garbage, so it just never got uploaded. I tried like fiddling around with different software to try to get the audio to act right, but it just didn't, and it pissed me off because that was a really good concert as well. So, it's the instrumental. I'm hearing sirens, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Anyway, so, but yeah, like they had a lot of good crowd work they were doing all night. Like, you know how you go to like typically shows in the US, you'll have artists who be like, sing it with me now, and then you like that, and they come in with some, whatever it is, like my love. So then they go to the audience like, young, stuff like that. They did a lot of that, which I enjoyed because it, it puts you in the mind of like concerts that I've been to before. But I didn't get that with, I think, any other artist. Like, middle of the song, you would hear Shion like, sing it with me, so I run to you, and that was really a good touch from them. It was engaging, so it pulled the audience in and made you enjoy the concert more. So they had really good crowd work, especially to be they've been around 3 years, but they're still a new group, and this is their first US tour. They've been here before. I didn't get to go see them last year when they were here at KCON. I was supposed to go to that and to ASIN, Anime Central, but things happened. It was during Rona season and stuff just got messed up, so I didn't get to go, and it pissed me off. I didn't know who StayC was anyway though, but I know that they were there, and had I known who they were, I would have been even more pissed that I didn't make it. But I got to see them this time, so everything is cool with me. But yeah, so I mean, so far the concert was, I mean, like I said, the crowd was electric, man. Everyone was enjoying themselves. It was two guys sitting on the opposite ends of me, and they were hilarious. So I laughed with them, you know, here and there with some things. We talked a little bit, but you couldn't really hear us due to the music. But it was a good concert, man. Usually, I'll be honest, I don't really interact with many people. A lot of people don't believe it, but I am 100% an introvert. Let's say 85-15. Yeah, ambivert, but way more on the introverted side. I'm not a huge people person, which I don't know if I'm trying to get out of it or if I just want to more like, because of the YouTube page. So, you know, with the YouTube channel, you're going to start meeting people. And so when I'm in public, I'll interact with people just fine. Like, I'm great with people, easy to talk to them. But sometimes I can come off as standoffish. Don't mind that. Say what's up. But anyway, so after that, they got on to Young Love. And I'm sure y'all heard me on the video, and I was like, I think they're about to play my jam. And so they got to Young Love, and of course, Young Love is just, if you don't like that song, we got the instrumental playing in the background right now, come to think of that. But if you don't like Young Love, something's wrong with you. That's all I'll say. Complex came up. I love Complex. Like, I'm going to say that probably to every song. I love this, I love that, but I loved Complex when I first heard it. I can't remember which album it's on, but it was a banger. And one thing I didn't say that I should have said in the beginning, but everyone knows this already. Microphones always on with StayC, and everyone sound amazing. Like, they had their studio quality voices on at that time, and considering the way they were dancing and everything, that took a lot. So I was like, hey, StayC girl, going down. I should have waited a few seconds to say it right here because it's the instrumental. Anyway, they went crazy on that. And after that, I think it was Not Like You. Not Like You is a new song, and I'd heard it because I like watched a little performance video. And man, seeing it live, that's a different feeling. Maybe it's because of the energy and the audience and everything, but you're watching it and you're just like, there's no way this is this good. You know what I mean? It was really, really good. And I commend them for the hard work that they put on for that. You know, nothing bad to be said about that whole thing. Stereotype. I love Stereotype. When ISAAAA came up, she did her solo at the end. Everyone was just like, which I think is my favorite part of the song as well. But I really like the chorus of that song too, and the choreo. So that song was really good. Teddy Bear was really good. Then they got into more crowd work and everything. I don't know. I have like my listing of each video that I posted online and each song order and everything. That's what I'm looking at right now over there on the screen, just to keep up with the order of things. I don't remember the exact crowd work that was being done at this time, but I'm sure it was something interactive. Like when they toward the end of the concert, they told everyone look under your seats for a photo card. And so that's why everyone, you start seeing people look under their seats and everything because they're looking for the photo cards. And I think they found all but maybe Sumit. And I think they did find Sumit. I have to look at the video again, but I think there was only 4 cards found, which was weird because it was packed in there. I think there were like 2 seats that I didn't see that were filled. Other than that, it was packed. So I don't know if the people just couldn't find it or something, or if it may have fell down or slipped, or I don't know. But so they had like that going on, and so people found those photo cards and everything. And you know, it was just another way of interacting with the crowd, you know, showing like, hey, we appreciate you. So it was a lot of that going on. Like I said, their crowd work is really, really good. They know how to talk with the people, you know, and everyone, you know, they had me laughing and everything. It was a great show all around. And then they talking about the costumes and everything, their, you know, wardrobe. Of course, everyone knows 23 Michael Jordan, but a lot of people don't know Walter Payton, number 54 with the Bears. unless you're really into football or you're an old head. You probably wouldn't know who Walter Payton is. So they were sitting on stage and they was like, Walter? Payton? They're just looking around like, and you just hear people like, Walter Payton! But, it's to be expected. You can't expect someone not from this country to know a player from 30 years ago. You know what I mean? So that was whatever. But it was just funny and cute the way it was going on. Because they were sitting there like confused, like, Payton, Walter, something. But yeah, that was a cool little segment as well. There was a lot of stuff, man. There was a lot of stuff going on. Like I say, the crowd work and the chants and everything were really good. I want to reiterate this again, how incredible the crowd was. I saw a comment a little bit earlier today saying that they thought the crowd was dead, but that was only the VCR section. The VCR sections are more like you're watching the show and you're paying attention. It's not loud cheering and everything going on. For anyone who's ever been to a K-pop concert, the VCR section, people are more quiet and they're listening. So yeah, to the person, I responded to you already in the comments, but yeah, just again to anyone else, if they were thinking the same thing, that's just a section of the show where you pay attention more. It's not as much cheering and everything. You may laugh and what's going on the screen and things like that, but it's not a loud part of the show. Speaking of loud, every concert, I always have my headphones on the entire concert. I went to ITZY first. Did I go to ITZY first or did I go to Enhypen first? I think I went to Enhypen first. And from that concert, I said I would never go without my headphones again. The screaming is way too loud for me. Maybe I'm old and I'm just like, bro, but the screaming is way too much. So I have my headphones on the whole time. Muffles out a lot of that, but I can still hear everything perfectly fine. But I forgot where I was at with that. That's terrible. Well, while this song is playing in the background, I will say I was mad that they didn't do I Want You Baby. I was so mad. It's not knocking the concert down by anything, but I was so mad. They didn't do this or I can't think of the name of the other song right now, but the song I love from this album. I could always just go right here and put it up on Spotify. Let me see. What was the name of that album? I mean, not the name of that album, the name of that song. I Wanna Do. I was so mad it didn't do I Wanna Do. Like, that song, man, is my jam. And I was like, come on. Like, what are y'all doing? And like each time they sat down and I was saying, oh, I think they're gonna play my jam. They're gonna play my jam. I was thinking of that song, I think each time they sat down. But at the same time, I wasn't mad that where'd Spotify go? I just had it open. I wasn't mad that they didn't, at the song that they did actually do, like Young Love was a song and stuff. Like, I wasn't mad, but I was just like, ugh. I want to hear those two songs, man. But I think Be Mine and I Wanna Do, I was like, bro, how are y'all not doing that song? And when they start talking about ending the night, and everything, I thought they were gonna end it with, one of those smoother songs. But I was like, if I was to give it a knock, that would be my only knock. But it's a small knock, but it's a knock. I was just like, damn it. But it was still a good show. I mean, like I say, but I really wanted to hear those two songs at the show. Oh, those three songs: I Want You Baby, Be Mine, and I Wanna Do. I would love to have heard those songs live, because their voices were incredible that night, and they were just like, they were on the money. And everyone knows they do R&B like no other in this generation. Red Velvet does great R&B, and that's how StayC is, in my opinion. They do that R&B like they do. So anyway, they did Party in USA, was Miley Cyrus song. Not a huge fan of the song. They did it fine though, but it's just not my jam like that. And they did Bubble. They had a remix that they did, like the little, like the more reggae, instrumental to Beautiful Monster. I hadn't heard that one before, so it was a pleasant surprise to hear that. I went to look it up afterward though, and then I think they did it live at like Music Bank or something like that. So I went to go see it after that. Oh, okay. Thank you, Amazon, for sending my stuff back. But yeah, the show just ran from there. They did I Like It. I love that song, So What. I can't remember the word that Sue Main made up. I'm gonna go look at it again, but she made up a word during the show. It's in part 6 of the videos that I posted. It's in the beginning. She made up a word. I can't remember what it meant, but I gotta go look at it again just so I can remember it and start using it. And then they started talking about that new song. Now this is I want to say one thing. Man, I done got pulled off camera. Flexing on my ex. Hey, that song needs to hurry up and get released. That's all I'm saying. Flexing on my ex, they went crazy. I'm like, flexing on my ex. I was like, hey, because like someone in the comments told me that the song had been out already. I think they did in Korea, and I'm sure they did in New York. I hadn't heard it though. So when they started singing it, I'm like, flexing on my ex, and I'm like, what are they talking about? Like, cause I'm like, I thought I've heard all of StayC's music by now. I didn't know what the heck they were talking about. I was like, oh, okay, maybe it's a song I hadn't heard. And then that's when I found out around that, it was a new song. And so I'm just like, bruh, I've listened to the recording a few times now, but I need that studio track to come out. Okay. I'm all up in the camera about that, huh? Got like my little StayC background. I had to like split it and do that just so I can get anyway. Random. But yeah, that flexing on my ex was cold. Then they talked about being on NBC the next day. I was asleep, so I wasn't woke to see it. So I can't, whatever. I'll probably look it up on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, up to this point, like everyone's like, it's still electric going through this place. Like everyone is still crazy, like hyped. And like there were a few moments with the VCRs that we were allowed to, we got to sit down, everyone sat down, and that's when I'm like, thank you. And like I'm sure you all seen the people walking past the camera and everything, because if I would have had to like hold it way up if I wanted to avoid everybody, which I wound up doing. But that was some good moments of the show to relax my feet and everything. But so sorry about that. They started explaining the ASAAAA dance and everything like that. And I can't remember the sound they were making and everything, but then Suman was like, no, it's this, and then somebody else like, it's that, and I was just like, it was just a funny moment. And then they talked, that's when they got around to the Polaroids being under the seats for people to grab and see and all this kind of stuff. And then they wound up doing ASAAAA, of course. ASAAAA. Woo. Love that song too. Who doesn't love that song? I mean, who doesn't love StayC music? What is wrong with you if you don't love StayC's music? Are you on some serious D-Rugs? Maybe. Because if you don't like that music, something's wrong with you. And then they got the Same, which is one of my favorite songs. I mentioned before, Shion, ad-libs and Same. Just always send me the Same, yeah. Whoop, whoop. All that just always been good to me. Same was my jam. So before all this, like probably 30 minutes or so, or 40 minutes or whatever, before all this, about 30 minutes, the guy who was sitting to the left of me, he was like, dude, they better do Slow Down. Like they haven't done Slow Down yet. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, bro, they better do Slow Down. So we're going. It gets to, they do the new song, they talk about all this, they get to ASAAAA, they doing all this kind of stuff. And then when it gets down to the encore, they did Same. And we're like, bro, I'm like, I love Same too though. So then we just like, cool, we jamming. And I'm like, hey, but they better do Slow Down. And then Slow Down hit. And you hear both of us like, oh, I look over to them like, yeah. So then that song came in, and that was just a great way to end the show, They they did their final goodbyes and everything, and I just want to say they absolutely killed it. I missed some of the the last part, because they did Bubble again, and at that time I was like checking my Uber because I had scheduled it in advance, and I was like, it's getting close to 10 o'clock. Let me start checking this Uber to make sure I don't miss it. It was a difference between paying $60 for an Uber and $12 for an Uber. So, yeah, I was like, this is Bubble again. They've already done this, so whatever. But I did get to, when they finally went back to like on the mic again, they were giving their final goodbye, so I did get that part in there, which I cared a lot more about. So, but all in all, this was an A+ show. Easily my favorite 4th Gen show that I've seen so far, like easily. Like, I enjoyed Hype, and I enjoyed ITZY. And I actually knew a lot of ITZY's music already when I went to go see that show, which made that show enjoyable as well. I didn't know any of Hypen's, but I think 1 or 2 songs maybe. But Hypen's show was great as well. But StayC, being my favorite group, that just amplified it a whole level. So theirs was incredible. Oh my goodness, between them, Twice, and Mamamoo, I don't know the way I would rank those 3 as far as the ones I've seen so far. And like I said before, that's saying a lot, because Mamamoo and Twice are, in my opinion, the best 2 female groups out of 3rd Gen. And I mean, you have Red Velvet and like Blackpink and other groups like that, but Mamamoo, everyone knows how I feel about them. They might be it's talent for talent, they might be the best to ever do it, male or female. And that's just my opinion. As far as the catalog goes, I fell into Twice, and I haven't been pulled out of that. So as far as that goes, that's why I love Twice the most, but between them and Mamamoo, it's like 99.9 to 10, like if I'm ranking them 2, and I don't know which one is which. And I feel the same way about StayC. And so I think that tells you a lot right there of how high up I think of StayC. They're great. I think one thing I will say that StayC did better than the other 2 was their crowd engagement within songs. Like sing it with me now. Same, yeah. And then they were like, she get around like again, and you like that, and she has like those little moments where she pulls the crowd into, sing along with the group and everything. And I don't remember getting that with Twice or Mamamoo. Like the in-between segments when they talked and everything was crazy entertaining. Mamamoo was ridiculous, especially when they were talking about the person who threw the panties on the stage. That was hilarious. But anyway, this is about StayC, and StayC's show was perfect, even though they didn't do some of the songs I wanted them to do. Get it together, y'all. But the song was, the concert was, it was a 10 out of 10. Like, I don't even want to go to certain concerts now, because I'm like, is it gonna, do I want to go see such and such group? Because I don't know. They did so good that it's just like, it's gonna take a lot for another group to outdo this. That's all I'm saying. But I've gone on and I've talked way too long. This video is currently 24 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and shush on up and end this video. But I would like to say thanks to everybody who subscribed, joined the channel. I appreciate it. Everyone who comments, everyone who interacts, appreciate it. And yeah, man, thank you. That's all I can say, man. Oh, I almost forgot. Shout out to God. Where's that? Oh, hold on a second. Let me pull this folder up. Okay. Shout out to Miranda and Ashley. It was 2 people who saw me and were like, they were looking at me, and I looked over toward them, and I'm like, why are they looking at me like that? So the one girl was like, are you K-Born Reacts? And I was like, yeah. They were like, okay, you look familiar. You know, I saw the video and I was like, you know, he was like, you know, say hi if we see him, but I just didn't want to, you know, I was like, oh, cool. Thank you. I appreciate that, you know? And, you know, so I was just like, okay, I'll shout you out. They gave me their names. I shout them out. So shout out to y'all. Appreciate it. And yeah, like I say, you see me out and about, just give me a what's up. I'm not a hard person to talk to. I may look standoffish sometimes, but I'm not a hard person to talk to. But anyway, with all that being said, like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. I will see you all next time. Peace.